Hi guys, I'm excited today because yesterday our Big Buck World from Arcade1up arrived. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be showing you, we've had a chance to get it put together, played a little bit last night, and I wanted to give you my review. Here she is. First and foremost, it looks great. You'll see here we've got the two guns, and we've got some really great side art. Now I want to just mention that when we first started playing this, these guns really seem a little bit flimsy. And so it's a little surprising when you first take these out of the box. They feel like they may have come from the dollar store or something. Really, really lightweight. The irony is once we started playing with it, it didn't seem to matter. And the functionality is really good. One of the first things I want to mention is that I ordered this directly from Arcade1up. And when I made that order, in the description, they said that Big Buck World, which is different than Big Buck Pro, that came from their website, that it would have a metal or tin marquee. What's disappointing to me is that this is just a flat piece of particle board, and there's really no character to this. So originally, some of us who bought this were under the impression that it would have a little more texture, and that just isn't the case. So I'm disappointed in that, but again, the cabinet itself looks pretty darn good. When you look at the way that it goes in my arcade with everything else, it fits right in very nicely. One of the things to consider is that this particular Arcade1up requires a lot of room. With the guns, you're required to stand about 15 inches or so from the screen and to be able to play. So you need room in your arcade to be able to move around a little bit. And that's something that you have to think about when you're putting your arcade together, or if this is going to be something that you just have alone in your basement or man cave, make sure you have room to walk around, especially when you have two players. With two players, you got to have room for everybody to play and have a great time. Last night we put this together, and we had my college kids over as well as my high school kids and their friends, and they all played it, and they had a blast playing this thing. I want to show you that there are some settings that are important on this game. And one of the things that I was unaware of, call me naive, were these Big Buck girls who just, between every one of your scenes, they show up holding the guns in a scantily clad way, all sexy. And I wasn't a huge fan of that because this is a family arcade. I've got kids of all ages that come in here and play, including nieces and nephews. And quite frankly, we don't need that in my arcade. What I was glad to see was that there's an option that you can turn on and off the Big Buck girls. So if you want to have them, you can have them. But if you don't, it's okay. You can get rid of them. I just want to show you some of the play on this thing. One of the things that I have found about this that I really have a lot of fun with are these bonus games. And that's something I'm going to play for just a minute here. This is really a lot of fun. You may have to calibrate your rifles at first. We've already done that. but I'm going to show you some of these bonus games. And I'm having a hard time doing this because I'm filming. You have to reload each and every time, so definitely takes two hands. Sometimes in order to get out of this bonus menu, you have to wait for the countdown in order to go back to the main menu. We haven't really figured out other than turning the machine off to go back to the main menu to get out of the bonuses. There's a lot of different games here, and they're a lot of fun. Actually, my kids seem to enjoy the bonus games just as much, if not more, than the actual other games. And again, he's having me do this. I'm going to turn the machine off and start it over for you so you can see the boot up. While this is booting, size-wise, again, when I compare it to my NBA Jam and Frogger machine, you can see just about the same size, except for that marquee stands up just a little bit more. The only other comment that I had from my kids and their friends who came over was that they wished that the screen was just a little bit bigger. And that's probably something that we're all going to feel. This is just your standard Arcade1up screen that you're going to be shooting at. If they could have maybe gone a little bit bigger on this, if they could have even gone to like a 19 or 22 inch, that would have been awesome. And I feel like there is definitely room within the cabinet to be able to do that if they wanted to, but they've chosen not to do that. Look, for the price, you can't get better than this. It really, the picture is phenomenal, and this really is a joy to play. You've got all kinds of options here. We're going to go to a big safari for just a minute. Again, I'm not going to be able to shoot as much as I want. We're going to go shoot for wildebeest. And anytime you can obviously get your other friend in there by pressing the start button to get in, and gives you some instructions on how to hunt. And here we go. Oh, I shot a cow, so it's gonna wrap me up. So just to wrap it up, guys, I think this is a really fun machine for the price. My only criticisms, again, would be the marquee. I'm disappointed that they didn't give us what we asked when we pre-ordered these and go with that metal. Maybe that was a cost thing, but I prepaid a month and a half ago. I feel like they kind of stiffed us on that, but I wish we would have had a bigger monitor. But again, for the price, $4.99 is what I paid for this. It's $5.49 like at Best Buy or other places for the Big Buck Pro. My recommendation is, if you have a home arcade, for variety's sake and for appearance, Big Buck is awesome.